Alright, thank you for joining me. This is a Murloc costume. We used the one on the left for the inspiration, the blue with the yellow fins. Started out with cardboard slats that we duct taped together, and basically started making a cone shape. Here we measured his waist to make sure it would fit around him and to make sure that he could get into it. And then we closed up the top a little bit more, and here we actually cut the cone and reattached it so that it gave more of a rounder shape. And then once again we did it with the tip of the head to give it kind of that arch look. Here's a shot just for reference. You'll notice we painted the mouth and the eyes on there in marker just to kind of have reference. Notice the shoes there, the foam. They were modified later. To make this outfit, I made some just simple pants out of like dance material, and here I sewed on some sleeves to a t-shirt so that it was breathable on the inside but blue on the outside. This is a shot of the shimmer fabric that we used. It was stretchy, a little bit expensive, but it was really good look for the fish. Here's his whole suit underneath. Pretty proud of it there. And a shot with the arms poking through and the blue of the suit showing. Here we were forming the mouth, giving it more of a fish look, like the hooked nose and mouth. And here he is checking it out and making sure it all fits okay. Basically just one step at a time. And this is a good shot of him crouching. There he has blue gloves, but we ended up using something different later. And here the Murloc is eating my friend. Sometimes when you're shopping at the stores, you have fun with the foam letters, and you make fun things and take pictures of them. We coated the whole thing in batting. The batting was to soften up all the edges so that when the fabric went around it, it would look more organic. These are all coat hangers, wire coat hangers from Walmart that we bent to make the fins. The bottoms are opened up like that so that we could tape them to the inside, and we poked them through. So they were attached on the inside with duct tape. This is what the bottom of the Murloc looked like. There were two types of shimmer fabric. There was the blue on the top right here, and then there was that clear, or that white or silver on the bottom. Here's the two fabrics together. You can see them. Kind of a nice fish look for the Murloc. Here the suit is kind of starting to take shape. We sewed basically a sleeve of those two fabrics together, and we put it around the Murloc. Here you can see the sleeve on the right side there. We actually made a little sleeve for his arms. And here we can see the eyes in place. Those are not the eyes that we used. This is just kind of a test picture. This is with the things poking out. Again, I sewed little reinforcements around each one. This was a yellow fabric that shredded. After I sewed it, I shredded it a little bit, and it kind of gave a wispy look to each fin. And here you can see basically they just go down around each hanger, and we glued them at the bottom to make them stay. Pretty good shot of the fins. There's 3 rows of fins, pretty symmetrical, including the one in the front of the head there. Pretty good shot of all the fins. Here he's cutting out the texture from the side. They're just random shapes and patterns. We did one with yellow craft foam and one with blue craft foam, and those became the marks on the side of the Murloc, which you'll see later. This is the spear. It was made out of blueboard foam. We just kind of like edged it down and then sanded it. This is sideways, I apologize. This is a close-up shot you'll see right now of it sanded down. That's the Murloc spear, of course. Next we covered it in paper mache, and those two balls, or half spheres, are the eyeballs. So we covered all this in paper mache and then painted it, as you can see here. This is a silver, like a chrome paint. And these are the eyes. They were painted with a base coat of yellow. Wasn't perfect, but it was good enough for this costume. Here I made a template to make the eyes. You can see on the left is the template, and I just spray painted over it, and then did the same thing with some red paint to give the Murloc kind of that evil look, I guess. Here the eyes are attached, as well as the textures I talked about earlier with the foam. The eyes were put in place essentially, kind of like a frog. Another placement picture, kind of testing the look of it. Here we had to reinforce where the eyes were going to attach so that they would stay, because we actually had to screw them in. This is the foot made of foam, lots of foam, and it's a foam sock essentially. It was made with duct tape and then covered with this yellow shimmer fabric. The yellow duct tape was left on the bottom for reinforcement. These are the teeth. Brian's going to town there, making all the teeth. This is the jaw. It was made from styrene tracking I found at a hobby store. We kind of melted it into a general shape, and that's acoustic cloth, very breathable. It's used for covering speakers, lets a lot of air through. And then I sewed it into the Murloc using thread and a needle, just kind of tacking it down every few inches, as you can see here. And once it was completed, we started gluing the teeth with CA glue. CA glue is very, very good super glue. You can get it at a hobby shop. Usually it's called MaxiCure, not CA glue, MaxiCure, sorry. And here we are just basically putting the teeth in place. And the next picture shows the whole bottom row in place. Looks pretty good. As it all comes together, the threads are less noticeable. Here's the top and bottom row, and basically the whole Murloc, the top of the Murloc. A little up close shot there. The mouth actually opens more when he's wearing it. So quite a few shots here of the Murloc body. Here's a shot at the trick-or-treat town. So basically him in action. It really looks better when he squats, but he had to walk upright, otherwise he'd have a sore back. He did have a back belt on, back brace, to help with that a little bit. So a bunch of shots basically from Trick or Treat Town here. Here's Senshi-Con. He was watching something and sitting down. I thought it was a funny picture. There's a picture of his brothers. His brother on the right's a dwarf paladin, and his brother in the middle is a gnome mage. And here's his dad, that's me, as Scorpion. That was at Senshi-Con a couple years ago. So thank you for watching, and I hope that inspires anyone else that might be looking for ideas to make costumes of their own.